Leaders become great not because of their power, but because of their ability to empower others. May I call up on stage Mrs. Pooja Dahiya Dhankher to share her success story with us.
Thousands, billions of us on this planet, each one of us with some unique gifts. How wonderful it would be if we identify that gift and share it with the society. With that thought, I would like to thank you all for having me here today amongst the guest of honor, sir, and all the eminent speakers and the lovely audience. So when I was just coming to this venue, I was just thinking about my journey because this event made me think about the journey actually. Because it was not so easy. Today I'm an entrepreneur. I'm the founder of 2 companies, actually 3, but I failed in one. And then life was not always same. It didn't really start like this. Around 20 years back, when I remember, first time when I voiced my ambition of being a fashion designer, I wanted to take up fashion designing as a career. Coming from a Haryana background family, I was said no. At that point of time, IT was in the boom and I was forcefully put into the IT sector. Fine, so as life gives me whatever, I take it with pride. I enjoyed the IT industry. I did software engineering. I worked with IT firms for almost 15 years. Climbed up the corporate ladder, which was lovely. No doubt about it. Lots of experiences, lots of learnings, as we all have in the corporate industry. But then suddenly something which was haunting me in the back of my mind, there was something that I was missing, and I knew what I was missing. It was just that I was having excuses for myself and I was not going ahead and doing it. And I think it was all planned somewhere, so something hit me hard. I had some health hazard, and when I recovered from that, it took a lot of time, but after that when I recovered, I knew it is either now or never. And that is when I quit my job directly and worked for 3 months on the notice period. In those 3 months, did a lot of researches, and finally I wanted to do, and I started up doing what I wanted to do. Ever since last maybe 15 years I wanted to do that, and now since 8 years I am into the business. Everybody has problems in life, remember that. But what I learned out of all the entire journey is that I could do what I did, and why I'm standing here today. The reason for that is only one. I didn't stop dreaming. I did not give up dreaming in spite of the external forces which always told me that was not the right thing. But I knew it somewhere inside me that I'll be the best at that. I converted my dreams into passion. And trust me, when you have passion, when you are passionate about something, life and the entire universe actually helps you achieve it. So that was my journey till now. And I would just like to tell certain facts, certain points, certain traits that leaders should have. The points which I'll tell you or I'll share here are not the points which I have seen or learned somewhere. These are my own observations and my own experiences. Being the youngest in the family, there were a lot of experiences which I had in the family. Then, apart from that, in the observations, in the entire corporate life, meeting people. I was working with NIIT Limited, if you've heard of. So, on a regular basis, we had students, we had teams which we had to handle. Handling the entire North India sales team, the entire business of the North India was a great thing to do. And there is where I learned, these are the some traits which any person should possess to be a leader. And to start up with, the first point which I would like to focus on, and to me, I feel that's the most important point, that is the attitude. Attitude we all have. Every human carries an attitude. What matters is the right kind of attitude. We as humans need to carry the right attitude. Only then you can convert yourself or grow into a leader. With attitude, what I mean to say is, attitude as per me is a lens through which you mentally look at the world around you, through which you make a world view in yourself, in your minds. So, and it's a blessing that we can actually, it's a choice of us to change our attitude. If we know what is right for us, and if we know, if the awareness is there, we can anytime improve upon our attitudes. So that is the reason I took this as the first point, because attitude matters a lot. The right attitude, people are, I'll just share one example. When I was training my counselors of different teams, where I had Panipat team and the Dehradun team, one of the teams came, the Panipat team came and told me that I was partial towards the Dehradun team as they were doing better, and this team, Panipat team, was not doing so great. So I was teaching some secret skills to the Dehradun team. I just gave 2 tasks to both the business heads of both the places, and I told them to just get the Panipat team business head, I told her to get one person from her team who is not so good. And the Dehradun team, I told them to get a person who is very good from their team, identify and get to me. Finally, both of them came empty-handed. Then when I asked them, there is where I share that this is how attitude matters. One person did not see anything good in the entire team, and the other person did not see anything bad in the entire team. So this is what is a positive attitude. When you look at optimism, when you look at positive in every person, you will have an attitude. You will, and what happens there is then you motivate people, because you yourself are motivated. So that was the first point. After this, the second for me, and what I've learned is, what I've gone through in life is that confidence matters a lot. A person who is self-confident is a person who is in the best version of oneself. It's not that he is the best in the world, but he is the best version of himself, and constantly is updating himself, like we update our iPhone operating systems. So these are people who keep updating. They are never satisfied, they never quit learning, because learning matters a lot. Whatever we are today, we are never fulfilled with all the knowledge. Knowledge and skills are something we should always keep brushing. I always share a story with everybody on this, sharpening your axe. I'm sure all of us would have heard of this story. Yeah?
Yes.
So,
The tree and the axe.
yeah, the tree and the axe, where a woodcutter cuts, the first day when he joins the job of a woodcutter, he cuts around 20 trees, because he's well built, he eats well, sleeps well, so he's energetic, and that's his job. Second day when he goes, he cuts down at least only 18 trees. And third day he comes pepped up, he has a good sleep, he's relaxed, he ate well and had a lot of energy, a lot of muscles. Still the third day he could cut only 15 trees. So he goes up to his mentor, his boss, and asks, I'm not able to perform as I'm desired to. And there was only one answer from his boss, that was, when was the last time you sharpened your axe? So what he was doing was building himself, but what was more important was sharpening your axe, because that was the skill. So similarly, we have to keep sharpening our knowledge, our skills, because these are things which will always be with us. Nobody can take that apart from us. So that was my second point, that was on self-confidence. But we have to remember that there's a very thin line in between self-confidence and arrogance. Very thin line. It's very important not to cross that line, because when it comes to arrogance, the person starts believing that I am the best in the world. And in self-confidence, a person believes that I am the best version of myself. And you compete with yourself only. A self-confident person does not compete with the world. For him or her, he is the one who he's competing with. So self-confidence is a big thing, is a big trait that you should have, apart from having some traits that you are born with. The third thing that I would say is humility. Because humility matters. A person cannot be a leader unless he himself is a human, unless he has empathy for people, unless he feels the pain for his team. And this I learned the way we had bosses, we had mentors. Actually speaking, you have a lot of bosses in the corporate sector, very less of mentors. But then I did have, fortunately, luckily, a mentor in the entire span of some 14-15 years. There, the only difference that made him a mentor was that he was a human first, and then a leader. He had no issues in sharing responsibilities. He had no issues in telling you what's right, what's wrong. He was very open to us. He understood the problems which the team faced. He understood if there was a reason people were not achieving targets, what was the reason. He was open to us. So humility matters, and the team, we should always remember, when we achieve a goal, when we have a common goal in life, we can't achieve it. No individual person can achieve his or her goals. We need to work with teams. In a way, if we say, we can define it in my language, the leadership is togetherness. So work together, walk together towards a similar objective. I'm sure it will be achieved. Apart from this, communication matters a lot. Now communication again has speaking, talking and listening both. Now here I would like to say that in communication the most important part we feel is speaking up. Absolutely, that is important because you have to be very clear in your communication. The vision that your company sees, you should be able to translate it to your people. Because if the same vision is not transferred to them, you might not achieve the target. So speaking no doubt matters. Show them the bigger picture, show them in a pictorial storytelling way, and show them how important they are. They are the heroes of your organization. And I'm sure that it helps. But having said that, I still believe listening is more important than speaking. Because unless and until you listen to somebody, you listen to your team, you cannot understand what are the issues that they are facing. So we should always be better listeners. As even Dalai Lama had once said, a talker is a person who talks his knowledge, but a listener is a person who keeps learning the more he listens to the other people. So hence, obviously listening plays a major role apart from speaking in the leadership skills. So I would just try and wind up with that because I think I've shared about my skills, and I would only try and say that what made me a leader in my entire professional journey was something that you people, like all future leaders and all future entrepreneurs can carry forward. We can just make a team, we can start, we are not a leader unless and until we have followers, unless and until we have teams. And to become that leader for those followers, we need to build in trust. They need to trust us. They need to know that they're in safe hands. Only then, when our ambition and their ambition is same, our concern and their concern are same, that's not just achieved by communication, that's built. It takes time, it takes a lot of efforts, it takes a lot of communication, it takes actually empathizing with your teams. So I would lastly just suggest one thing, that be a part of the team, take it together, and I'm sure with one vision in life, with all the team people together, I'm sure nothing is impossible. Because when I started the entrepreneurship, I had zero family history in the business line. I belong to a defense background. My father is in defense. So from there, I just take one thing, that whatever we learned in life, whatever we are today in life, it's somewhere due to the society around us. Unknowingly, knowingly, intentionally, unintentionally, we've learned enough from the society. And there is always a time to give it back to the society. So when we are leaders, it's our responsibility to share our knowledge, our skills, our thoughts with people who follow us, so that we can be a stepping stone in making those followers convert into leaders someday. And again, if the philosophy continues, there will be enough of leaders in the world to give us a better society to live in. With that, I'd like to thank you all for being here and listening to me patiently. Thank you.